Statue of Liberty, a landmark those coming from the Atlantic cherished as a sign that their journey was complete. Their next stop would be Ellis Island, where those fortunate enough to pass physical exams would be welcomed to the United States of America in New York City. With so many different people coming from all over the world, America was already a melting pot and expanding at rapid rates. Places such as New York City and Philadelphia had almost doubled in population from 1860 to 1900, and Chicago had even expanded from 109,000 people in 1860 to 1.69 million people in just 40 years. While this rate of expansion saw cities and populations reach new heights, many of these new immigrants lived in areas with those of the same culture and continued to live their lives just like they did back home, but just now in America. While these cities and many others were popular to immigrants, America had gone and was going through a phase that would forever change the settlement of the United States: manifest destiny. The belief that God had graced the American people with the privilege of settling west, manifest destiny encouraged immigrants and those who had already been in America for a while alike to go west. Starting with the Louisiana Purchase in 1803, America was rapidly expanding westward and gaining new territories. While the settling of the American West had created an American empire that even the founders could not have fathomed, the greater accomplishment was the new American identity that had arisen from the settling the untamed lands of the West. To many, the Western topography was very unfamiliar and challenging. While there were plenty of fertile areas in the West, there were also parts that were very barren. It was a perilous journey that could result in death, whether by hostile Native Americans or atrocious weather conditions. However, many were not fazed by the trouble, and those that did make the journey and survive created a new home for themselves in the West. In doing so, the frontier became a steady movement away from the influence of Europe and a steady growth of independence on American lines. The frontier to many of these settlers represented a fictional line that separated the savagery of the wild and the civilization of man. Far away from populated areas, survival for those on the frontier was in the hands of themselves and their ability to protect their property and family. This change in governance made the ordinary settler become much more individualistic and self-reliant than his or her counterpart in more urban areas of the United States. After hearing stories of others that had successfully relocated, many more people started to flood into the West. As one Kansas man wrote home to his family saying,
Hundreds, and I don't know, but I said thousands of people are passing through here constantly for Pikes Peak. They come from all parts of the country, from various classes in society, and they travel in all sorts of ways.
due to this influx of people, cities started popping up throughout the American West in places like Denver, which was founded in 1865, but by 1890 would be the second largest city west of Omaha, Nebraska. An attribute that has been idolized by Americans as one of their own, a hard work ethic was ingrained into all those that decided to migrate west and try and live the life of a settler. While hard work had always been present throughout the creation of the United States, this characteristic was expanded on and flourished by those in the American West. The settling of this unexplored land was unique in every aspect of the sense and proved that a group of German, English, Irish, Italian, Chinese, and many other nationalities could come to a foreign land and become something else than just immigrants, but Americans. These Americans, along with those that had been in America for a while, who helped settle the American West, helped establish an identity that would forever be identified with the notion of what an American is: a person who is self-reliant and is able to accomplish their goals through hard work and perseverance.
Brighten our path.